Welcome everyone and welcome to All In, All United.
Remember the comment you made?
I got some bars that he
Run Ryan.
And here's the thing, you have players out there.
I think the fellas will take it more serious.
What grade?
That one had to go.
Yes, because at the end of the day, right now, Manchester United are
Welcome everyone. Welcome to All In, All United. Simeon, Chef, Phil, Brizio, Romano. Fellas, preseason game number 3 versus Arsenal, and I think that's the first game. Well, that's the first game. It's the third actual preseason game. It's the first preseason game of the US tour. And you know, when you're in the States, these people have a weird, way they like to, express football. They want to make sure and get as much bang for the buck as they could. So you could win a game 5-0 and they whoop a penalty shootout.
Only in America.
Only in America. You understand? But I mean, these places pay bills. Snapdragon is I think is a American base, organization. So I guess we just have to fulfill these obligations and please the people so that they can make the millions. And whether we go back with 3 fit players, money make. Anyway, so we played Arsenal yesterday, and because of the time, we couldn't do the pod. It would not be practical to do the pod after that game because truth be told, fellas, I didn't even make it into second half, right? But we're here tonight. We're here to do the pod. So fellas, Simeon, Chef, Phil, what we saying? And we will get into the topics of discussion, but for the intro, what the fellas saying, how we doing? Simeon, what we saying?
I mean, you try not to get too excited about preseason. I mean, about these games, preseason, but you just look for the little things that you look for someone to flash, someone to show a little something, So, I mean, the game yesterday was the first half was pretty decent. I found a couple of players looked good, so that was good. But you try not to get too excited, But some players look good, and some players kind of look like their old selves.
Phil, what are you saying?
Yeah. Good night, guys. Yeah, this we all know the preseason tour is an opportunity for youngsters, bench players, and to shake off the rust of our first team players, right? But I think most importantly, there must be some sort of like style of play that is like seen on the pitch, right? It doesn't matter who you put on the field. That style of play should trickle down from the manager to the first team to the bench to the reserves, right? That's the whole point of preseason, right? Because when you go into the first couple of games, you would have an idea of how the team would be playing and how they should be playing, right? We shouldn't be going into the beginning of this upcoming season asking ourselves, well, what kind of play is United going to instill for the next 10 to 15 to 30 games, right? So, as far as I'm concerned, we won against Arsenal last night on penalties, and that's the only result that counted. So, yeah.
Where you going?
Where are we going now?
Where's Anthony Purpose?
Chef Larry, nah. That needs his own section, man. That need we can't start with him tonight. We can't start with Anthony tonight. He had to be back. He had to be his own section in the back, in the glossary. We can't afford athletes for a thing. We can't do that. No.
Okay. All right. So let me talk about what I got out then. That's what remarks, right? What we got out of the basic.
No, we've reached so far yet, Olia. What I told you, so want to go in?
I'm to Nico and them double palm lights. That kind of low romantic dim man or kind of thing. We see it. But go ahead. What was the question, sir?
How we doing? I think, Chef, this is your first pod for the season, or you was one before?
6 seconds. So I'll maybe to one.
Okay.
Busy times, boy, but busy is good.
Yeah, for sure.
So on my end, things good. Yeah, it's good to see the team back out. Something good to see. Little positives. Them youths, boy. Manchester have so much going for them for them under 18s and under 21s, boy. So it's good to see them play and not scrappy football. They're playing proper football.
Yeah. Nico, how you on the inside?
Yeah, will you hear me now?
Loud and clear.
Nice, man. Nice. I was hearing good, and then all of a sudden it just cut off.
All right,
So,
nice. So what we saying?
sure.
I think this is your first pod for the new season. So it's all good.
Yeah. That's good. Again, it'll be refreshing to be here. I really wanted to be here for the Rangers game, but unfortunately I wasn't here. But yeah, I'm here today, and I guess the season starts from now, at least for me. And let me see where United take us from now to the rest of the season. Because much as we in the friendly part of the season, or that really counting for much, for United, there really are much friendly games, right? Because we see what happening with Chelsea, and we see what happening with City, and we see what happening what the world, any world talking about it, right? But United lose one game, and the whole world know United lose that game, right? I see Celtic hit Chelsea 4.
Yeah.
Right?
And they beat City too?
Yeah, and nobody hear about that, right? So no friendly to United. Last time was another non-friendly. But again, it was tough on the injuries. I think that for me that was the hardest hit. But we hope we really get rid of that hoodoo from last season and see if this season we can get it right. The medical staff, and it is start right, but we hope that they really figure it out, and we do have to go through what we went through last season, and you have no excuses of not having his best players, so yeah, is it for me then?
Yeah, fellas. So we touch on it, we get into it. And all I know me, I that kind of eye test fella.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and I understand because I think Phil touched on it, and I see Nico you and all touch on it, and it's preseason, so we allowed a little wiggle room, so to speak,
Mm-hmm.
But I tend to see it in the sense that this is your third season as a manager, this is your third season in charge of a group of players, in terms of trying to instill your philosophy and your way of play. Right, you get more and more familiar with who you have there. You know the weaknesses and the strengths of your players. So I think by season 3, a style of play should be identifiable. It should be a little more, common knowledge for the players. Nobody should be learning nothing new. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Yep.
Agreed. So again, we going into a new season. We using these games to refine, to redefine, whatever. Are we seeing the necessary improvements required? That's what I want to put to the panel as we first talking point here. Are we seeing the necessary improvements required to take the team to where you would expect in the third year of a rebuild or a process?
Well, I will go first. I think and which game we judging by the Rangers game? Well, I'm not counting the first game. So the first game against the team from
Rosenberg?
Rosenberg, I counting that one, to be honest, right? And the reason why, I mean, it's a lot of reasons. But I also judge from maybe the Rangers game and maybe yesterday's game, right? I think, and even especially not even so much the Rangers game, but yesterday's game, right? Yesterday's game against Arsenal. I think that was the first true test for this United team, right? And what I saw a lot of what we saw with Ten Hag in the first season, in the first half, right? A lot of high press, but still, and maybe that's his brand as well. You know, you're only really seeing structure when we on the attack, or when we counter pressing, or when we counter attacking. I think that is where maybe Ten Hag game is, because that is where I saw we look the best, right? And against an Arsenal team that is well drilled, and this is not a well drilled Arsenal team from just the first team. This Arsenal team, even the youth teams, drilled to play like that. So that is why when you Arsenal can play who, they'll play the same. And I think now, even with the Wilcox and whoever else coming in, I think even our youth teams now, when I start to play, well, I'm hoping, when I start to play the same way. So when they come into the first team, then everybody playing one way. But for now, especially the Arsenal game yesterday, to me, even if we're trying to really reinstill whatever qualities Ten Hag want to imprint on the team, not the one from last season, from the first one, that game yesterday was too, to me personally, was a bit too intense. And I could be wrong. I look at Bashman, I will take that. To really see if we really trying to maybe have some style of play. That game was very intense, and then the injuries for me kind of threw off, because when you saw Hoyland got injured, you saw the style of play change, because this guy came center forward, Hannibal, and it wasn't the same. Euro went off, and again something changed. So that kind of chop and change. But to me, I saw a few things that we saw in the first season that we looked good doing. But again, I think that will still take time to really redefine, and for really to say, hey, you know what, we really playing what we really want to see.
No, I mean, let me go next. I mean, like, what Nico says is true. I mean, but the first, 15 minutes, and we've heard this before, the first 15 minutes, then for us looked good. Ball was moving around the park. Man was playing one-touch football. Man looked comfortable with the ball. And you saw the ball moving. I mean, Euro looked good. You know, you make a recovery look good. I mean, guys look good, in the first 15 minutes, like they knew how to play. But per usual, something happens. Like, we talk about this team and, depth. As soon as something happens with this team, like they can't play. Like, as soon as Ten Hag lose somebody, the next person come in, levels just drop. I mean, I was impressed by a number of players, especially the first 15, 20 minutes. Even Mount kind of flashed a little bit. I haven't seen Mount look this, kind of pop. I see number 7 jersey pop. I'm like, wow, I haven't seen that jersey, look good and he pitched, since he got here, but look good. I mean, the team looked like they were playing, they had like patterns, they were not good. And it wasn't just counter-attack, it was, while maintaining possession and moving the ball around. Like, they could do that against a decent Arsenal side, but as soon as men start to drop, you see the levels just drop. And it goes back to having a team and having a coach. The discussion about having a team and having a coach, like a coach a team to play a certain way. And, like, the guys that Ten Hag has, for some reason, either he can't coach them or they're uncoachable. You see it in the first half when those guys got injured, and you see it a lot in the second half when certain guys came on and they couldn't play. The McTominays of the world came on, and you know what's going on. You know what they were trying to do, but it looked kind of like I don't say last year, but this team looked fragile. Like we don't have enough players, or Ten Hag can't coach the rest of players to play at a level good enough to win, or be top four in EPL. We have to rely on 15 minutes for everybody healthy and things good. So, you better hope we get some, signings and bolster some spots, because we real thin and guys already injured.
Yeah. Phil, what are you saying?
Wait, Chef, you has something to say, right?
No, I'll go after you. That's fine.
Okay. While everybody was talking, I was doing some deep analysis of like the Manchester United of before versus the Manchester United of now, right? I think we have to realize that the coaching staff has changed. We brought in Ruud van Nistelrooy. We brought in a new goalkeeping coach. We brought in a new set piece coach. We brought in Rene Hake, that's his name, yeah. And that's just the coaching staff, right? If you go further up, you brought in the likes of Jason Wilcox, Dan Ashworth, Ineos, and then you go back further down. Let's start with the striking department. Rasmus Højlund will now have to look to see how he can get or adapt with Joshua Zirkzee if Joshua Zirkzee is given a chance, or if they both play together, right? That's one thing. You go to the midfield now. Still got to find a proper midfield for Kobe Manu to play with, right? You go even deeper into the midfield. Is Lenny Euro going to hit the ground running with Lisandro Martinez? Is Lisandro Martinez going to stay fit? If we sign De Ligt, then who do we start with Lisandro Martinez? Is it De Ligt? Is it Euro? Right? The departments I just listed have all gone through some sort of change, right? In my opinion, I think this team is going to take a little while to start going, right? I hope to be proven wrong, but just doing a deep analysis while you guys were talking, and even over the last couple of days, right? From new structure in terms of like ownership, the directors, to the coaching staff, to bringing in new strikers. So let's be real, Anthony Martial left, right? Midfield, Scott McTominay possibly could be leaving. Anthony could be possibly be leaving. Back four, Harry Maguire, Lindelof could possibly be leaving as well too. So then you're bringing the likes of Euro, possibly De Ligt. Now there's heat about Mazurari, who may be who could be coming as right back. Then Wan-Bissaka got to leave, and there's a lot of pieces to the puzzle that are going to slowly but surely that Erik ten Hag is going to have to put together over the next. I can't say a couple of games. He has to try and put them all together in this 38 upcoming game season in the EPL, and also with regards to the other competitions that we're in as well too, right? So am I expecting any fireworks or us to hit the ground running come the first couple of games of this season? I can be honest, I'm going to say no. But I think that nothing happens overnight. Rome wasn't built in a day, right? I almost want to say that this kind of could be Ten Hag's either first season or second season. For some reason, based on the structure that I just listed, I don't see it as Ten Hag's third season at Manchester United. Technically it is, but based on the changes in each department I just listed, I can see us taking a while to hit the ground running as well. Ruud still has to sit with the likes of Højlund and Ahmad and Rashford and Garnacho and those guys to like practice with them and see what they can do, and teach them what he used to do back in the day to be such a lethal striker for us, right? Still got to find a midfield, like I said, for Kobe Manu and possibly Bruno Fernandes, and then the defense as well too, right? So that's just my opinion, though. I don't know what you guys think.
Yeah, Chef, before you jump in, I'm gonna just get some comments real quick, right?
So,
Kurt and Dwayne on the inside, good night, fellas. Thanks for joining, man. Kurt saying here earlier, some youths I talk about shining. Yeah, he's saying we improving in all departments, right? How come the fitness coach has not been replaced? And that is where the major concern is. 66 injuries last season is a lot for the team to handle. Right. Lynch on the inside. Good night, brethren. Thanks for joining, man. Yes, blessings and love, man. Thanks for the greeting. Chef, what you saying?
so I wanna talk a bit in reverse. And when I say that, when you watch we talk about wanting Ten Hag to imprint on the senior team down, right? But when you watch the under 18, and to be quite honest, I know I don't have time to take in them younger levels. But the first team was so much shit last season, I started watching them a bit. And when you watch the under 18 and the under 21s and them play, their brand of football is I want to say is what Ten Hag trying to play. That is close down very fast. If they lose the ball, they're always on it to win. And there was a reason that the under 18 team was so successful, is that was they did it better than any other teams. They was able to close down, they was able to win back the ball, they was able to attack just as fast, and they were very composed in defense too. When I say all that to say, when I watch, and we talking about last night's game, you see some of those players from that doing much of the same. You watch the youth man who play left back, uh, um, help me,
Harry,
Amal,
Harry,
right?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
you're right. The youth man who play midfield,
Scott Collier.
you're
Yeah.
right.
Collier was
Um,
with the under 21s last season. Like,
who was with the under 20? Who? Which one?
Collier.
Think he was with the under 18. Is
I
he
know,
under
but
18 or under 21?
I don't know.
One of them.
I think he's 19 years old. I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it would have been the under 20. Under 23. Sorry.
The
Kurt,
21s now with the top.
Kurt,
Right.
assist me with that one day where
Yeah.
Collier was playing last season.
Yeah. So you watch them youth men and them, and you can see them trying to do what Ten Hag we want to believe is Ten Hag ball. My worry is that when the rest of senior players come in to the team, that they able to do it. So we thinking that they're supposed to be able to do it, and then it trickle down. I worrying if it able to flow upstream to them to be able to do it. Now, bringing in all these new coaches and all these upper management, field management, on-field management. Of course, as Phil said, it is going to take time for everybody because there's so much changes. We basically did all the changes we wanted done for seasons now in terms of areas. We basically do it in one off season, which is shocking. I'm trying to figure out if it's Manchester United are supporting or Manchester City, because it was just shocking how they did everything we've been asking them to do for a while now. So that being said, it would take some time, but I'm just hoping that with the first teamers coming back, they would see, listen, this is what we want done, and buy into it as quickly as possible, because this everybody it don't have gone are the days where you used to say, all right, you had the first month to settle in the league. It don't have that again. From game one, you had to be running. So yeah.
Yeah. Arun on the inside. Good night, Arun. Thanks for joining,
Good
man.
night, Aaron.
He also asking about the updates on Hoyland and Euro. I think Ten Hag say you had to get him 24 hours. Ten Hag is operates, right? 24 hours. He ain't say nothing before that, right? So I guess in time we will get some updates, right? Kurt saying here, Collier played with the under 23s. He said, Oyedele played with the under 20, the under 18s, and Wheatley played with the under 18s. All
All
right.
right, so there you go.
Lynch saying here the senior players should be professionals, so they should not be able to. They should be able to play Ten Hag ball, but I hear and understand your concern, Chef. All right. Kurt saying here those guys, as Chef say, were showing how to press and close down spaces. Now, if I could just touch on a couple of things that you all mentioned, right? And more so the point that Phil made. If I hear what you say, but my thing is the logic have a little bit of flaw in it, right? Because if we were to treat this as Ten Hag's first season because he changed staff, then every time Sir Alex Ferguson changed staff, then we had to reevaluate whether it's 25 years he was in charge.
Can't do that. You can't do that, Reem.
No, but it's the same concept.
It's Sir Alex Ferguson.
No, but it's the same concept, you see, because I can't.
It's the same concept, but it's being applied to still a new manager, new-ish manager, right? You can. I understand what you're trying to say, but that was Sir Alex Ferguson, the best manager of all time.
I think I treat him, and I get your point. I think I treat this as Ten Hag's third season, right? And Ten Hag, and let me tell you why, right? Because the grace he would have been given if it were his first season, he's not gonna be allowed that in this. Why? Because it's his third season, right? And I being honest with you, I hear that changes being made, but I am still expecting to see something identifiable, right? Now, so I can't remember who it was make the point about commenting on the players being uncoachable, and I think that's the issue, right? Because I was impressed with the first 15 minutes, but how much time we've seen a good 15 minutes and a poor remainder of the game? How much time have we? That is not nothing new to me.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? I accustomed seeing the team come out from, to impress, and everybody wants to do, And from the time the opposition team, whether the Storm, the game changed and we on the back foot and we playing counter-attacking football, and Chef been blazing it since last season. Counter-attacking football is not a style of football.
It's not.
You know, so you telling me we on the training pitch rehearsing how to counter-attack? You know what I'm saying? And that is, and we seem to be so like that is our default setting. That after 15 minutes we'll just be reset to factory setting and like all I watching when I watching Man United play. And the thing about it for me is every other team that play in preseason have to deal with the same issues that we have to deal with, where certain players not available because international tournaments were there. But I know here, and there's not me talking about results, because results is one issue, but being able to identify a style, being able to identify patterns, these are things I'm looking for. And in season 3, I still don't know.
Yeah, but I think a game, because Arsenal so well drilled, and it's almost the same Arsenal team with maybe 1 or 2, and with the intensity Arsenal, as much as we want to see it and we want to see us playing through Arsenal, we would have never seen that last night. We would have, we would have had moments which we did, but it would have never been consistent because Arsenal so well drilled and has so much quality, because that it would have been hard to see last night.
True.
But that don't mean we don't have it, and we may not see it in other games.
Like I said, that we saw that quality, like Karim said, it was there in the first 15-20 minutes. But I think what bugs me is the second half. That second half really upset me. I don't want to jump on Chef Boy here, but see Anthony.
Oh Lord! Whew.
Terrible. When Arsenal bring on who they bring on, them 3 players they bring on in second half. And my eyes were like, bring on Martinelli, and who else? Somebody else they bring on.
Yeah.
Kai
Like,
Havertz.
I
Kai
look,
Havertz. Kai Havertz.
A
Kai
fella
Havertz.
with a two name.
Kai Havertz.
No,
yeah,
No,
yeah.
before
Yeah.
before Havertz.
Something Skelly. Is something
Yes, that's the guy.
Yeah, and like I mean, we had Sancho who played decent, but the team he
Sancho
was
was
on was
decent. He
crap,
was
so he
decent.
didn't do too much. But Anthony, our big signing from 2 years ago, we saw what he did, and what really bugged me was, you know, we have especially McTominay and Anthony, the
McTominay, I
same
don't
players
answer.
doing the same
Yeah.
thing they always do, which is crap.
Was
You know,
nothing.
I see Anthony
nothing.
do,
I would
you know,
say
nothing.
do his signature
Nothing.
move. And I see Ten Hag like this, and I just all my.
Now, but Simeon, I think the commentator did kind of clear up that well, at least he was hoping it was for the play before that, and not necessarily Anthony piece of nonsense.
Which one of the nonsense? Because Anthony is real shit, you know. And McTominay ain't backwards, you know.
Well,
McTominay gets a couple of breakaways that leaded the ball and men breaking away and giving him options. And that man picked the wrong option nearly every single time, you know. Just send he to Afghanistan or something now. God. Shut up, Scott McTominay now, boy.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, fellas, forgive me for being so think because Nico identifies Arsenal we playing, and perhaps we might only be able to play good against lesser teams and
no, well, we building. You know, so that's why I said we're trying to be optimistic and so as we building.
That should be Manchester national anthem, boy. Building.
Yeah, I agreed. You know, but I mean, the hope is that we able to do it more consistently with every game that go by now.
But
I tell you, I'm not expecting to see it every game. That way we dictating games and playing through games every game. No, but hopefully game after game, I'm hoping that it improve, and I just have hope.
But I'm gonna put this one out there, right? I think that the style of football that we seem to be tending toward, that is the high press. Because I mean, in the first 15 minutes, I saw some nice little transitional play. I mean, I think Philly did send my little clip, and it looked good, right? But my question is always, for how long we can maintain that level, right? How long we can maintain that level. So, how to phrase this question, boy?
But City doesn't maintain it. No, but City, as much as City have quality on the ball.
City just play different. City just play a more possession-based game.
No, but you know, quick City does win back the ball, and that is the football China want to play
to
win back the ball quickly as possible.
I don't think we have players. I don't think we have players to possess the ball with that kind of quality.
I guess that is maybe the difference.
That's the thing. Again, as Nico rightfully said, you know, is Arsenal, but look, we can only judge from what we see, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just watching the quote unquote style or whatever we're trying to play, and to me, I might be wrong, but that don't seem like it's a possession style play. It seems like it's very almost tiki-taka in terms of
tiki-taka is possession.
But that's what I'm saying. In terms of, it's like attack. We get the ball and we look bam, 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 bam forward. It's not about it. Often at times to me, it's not like you're trying to like a slow
maintain possession. Pass a team to that. You're looking to go to the jugular one time.
For me, it breaks down very easily after a while too.
Well, David, is it sustainable?
Correct.
You could play that style of football for 50+ games a season.
Guys,
and maintain them kind of levels. And you see the next thing about it too, and our Phil jumping after this, right? That style of football requiring your attackers to be on the cutting edge. Them fellas had to be
It's
perfect,
not
almost
just,
perfect by.
but it's not just the attackers, you know,
In the
Reem.
midfield. In the
No, but
Boy,
when I
midfield.
say, when I
it's from
say,
defense, Nico. If you watch, and that was why that you two get injured last night. The
Hoyland.
Rio Ferdinand 2.2.
Oh, Euro.
Oh, yeah.
Dan, if you watch his touches, because the boy have nice touches, and so that's why I say the kind of football starts with defense, because everybody has to be technically sound. Everybody had to be. It had to be quick. The midfield had to be on point, and as Reem rightfully say, Dan, when the attackers get chances, they have to put away. You can't be, because I personally find that's a style of football. You're not going to get 20 chances to score. So when you get your chances, you have to make it count. So we have to ask now, is it really sustainable to play a whole season against varying oppositions in that way?
Yeah, I agree.
Well, let me ask a question. Is there a style of football that we can instill into a team that is like a bunch of flair players? We got your Rashfords, Anthony, Garnacho, just a bunch of flair players, right? Is there some sort of philosophy or system that we can implement?
You find we's a team with flair players?
Well,
We're supposed to
we
have
sup-
to have
we,
their
we, we
players.
support
Maybe,
the likes of
after
Marcus
that
Rashford.
player, it may be selfish. Is that
Well,
player?
I feel playing the wrong word to describe them players you just call,
well, the
with
definition
the Rashfords and the
the
Anthony
definition the
and the
definition of a flair
Garnacho.
player. The definition of a flair player
But
is like
I get you.
yeah,
But
right.
that,
I and everything you guys have said is totally correct in terms of like just to echo by different words. I think our players need to be some sort of discipline, right?
yeah.
To get the definition of a great manager is to have all 11 players not only doing what he wants the team to implement, but also staying disciplined, whether it's defending discipline or attacking discipline as well too, right? There are probably there are probably 5 or 6 players in our team that are disciplined and the others aren't. And that could be a big problem going forward, right? If we can get a majority of our players disciplined, then Ten Hag only has a few players to sub off or not start the next game because you weren't as disciplined as the other 7 or 8 players, right?
Right.
If you got like 4 or 5 players that are just disciplined, Lissandro Martinez disciplined, Kobe Manu disciplined, right?
That low.
Dalot disciplined as well too. Casemiro not disciplined, Bruno not disciplined, Rashford not disciplined. Mount maybe could be disciplined as well too.
I honestly think Mount gonna have a good season, But here's
Really hope.
the thing. Here's the thing. It's where you're gonna play him. The manager.
If McTominay could play all them games in that midfield, then I sure Mount could play.
I too agreed.
I sure Mount could
Agreed.
play because
Agreed.
and I go back again, right, to that second half team. Long as you have McTominay in that midfield, you're playing short.
It makes no sense.
And then you have Ericsson, who barely had legs, trying to keep up with Arsenal midfield. And you have the Oladeli fella who, I like him. I think he has some qualities that, maybe he could be a squad player, and gain to maybe, develop himself. But if our midfield not good, then we could be how good defensively and how good at attacking. Then all the football go fall along in the midfield, and we will have we got to do like what Anna was doing last night. Boom, kick, boom, and it's bypassing the midfield. Because that was so much
But
straight.
Shana, I wonder, right, if Ten Hag really have a second half plan, right? When I say in terms of the team, does he just sit down and say, well, okay, I will play this team in the first half, and I'll play this team in the second half, and he have a plan with how he's selecting and how he mixing and matching the players. Because I'll tell you something, I watch Ericsson for Denmark, and Ericsson in the Euros, and Ericsson looked like a baller.
Yes.
You have
Yeah.
to know how to utilize certain players.
Yeah.
But that is the point
You
of a
can't just
manager.
throw. You can't just throw Ericsson in midfield with McTominay and
Yeah.
Odele,
And what you
like,
gonna
yeah.
expect?
we are expecting
Because,
from that.
and that's Reem, that's such a great point. That Ericsson is the same Ericsson with the same two legs.
But
dog,
Ericsson is playing the number 10 for Denmark, not number 10 for Man United though.
No, but where he played yesterday, Phil? Where he played yesterday?
He played
didn't play-
deeper. He played deeper, and it had Oyadeli and McTominay playing higher in front of him.
Nah,
he played. Nah,
was the
he
last
wasn't
player.
in. He wasn't
Why
in the
he
number
was
six.
player?
He wasn't in the number 6. He probably was in number 8.
Scott played number 10 yesterday.
And this is it. So who I blaming here? I blaming Ericsson, or I blaming the manager for not utilizing the player properly?
No, because you don't trust McTominay to play deeper. Who you gonna put? You don't trust McTominay
So this is why I'm saying. So then now in your first team now, you make the adjustment to make your second team a little more stronger to at least do something.
Yeah.
You can just throw on your the best possible 11 in your first half, and then you ain't care what happens in the second half. Well, then if that's the case, right? If that's the case, then play the first half team 70 minutes and then make your changes like what Arteta do. But I see no plan in what Ten Hag do there.
But I guess the time for that will come. I guess he built into that. He built into that.
You're affecting players' confidence because you have Ericsson there. You understand? Looking in no man's land when we know Ericsson could get you more.
Yeah. In fact, Arteta, that's a good point. Arteta changes were better timed, and it wasn't just, all right, I said it on players. He gave the men and them a proper thing, and then he introduced. It was better planned out, in my opinion.
Well, again, it will be based on where they are at in their preseason regime, right? In comparison to Manchester United. So
yeah, I mean, but look at Arteta's team. Like, his guys know what to do. Like, he had Kai Havertz, his second year now. Like, Kai know what to do. We have players that been here for 2 years and still don't know what they're doing. All this guy. I mean, he's been there longer, but still, these coaches get players for 2 years, and in 2 years they know what their role is on the team. They know what they're supposed to do. We have guys like on our team, for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years. They don't know what you put on the field, and it's like they don't know what they're supposed to do. Like, the system they have is, in 2 years with Arteta, they have it down. He could put them on in the 80th minute, 85th minute. I know, okay, I go in here, there, I could play there. We have guys that never really found their spot in Eric Ten Hag's system, probably because they don't really have a spot. They're just here, and Ten Hag have to use them. The McTominays, and because we have so many mismatched places, that everybody want to play, it just looks like a big mess, like it did second half yesterday. So we have to get rid of players who don't suit our purpose, and it ain't that's one of the things we were saying before, like, it's okay to buy players, but can we get rid of these players? Because you have people like Casemiro saying they don't want to go. We have, Anthony said, he want to go, he didn't want to go. You have all these players who, I need a different case because Ten Hag bring him, but Laredo slow down there. But we have too many players that don't fit in what the manager want to do, and we can't get rid of them. Look at Maguire yesterday. I like Maguire. He did well last year. He showed great character, but that move, who put that move on him yesterday? Is it Gabriel
Jesus.
Gabriel Jesus.
Yeah.
I thought it was a young fella. I was like, why that young fella get, And I think Gabriel text me say that's Maguire. I'm like, no, Maguire. But it makes sense. But still,
Hey.
Let's forget how good Jesus is on his day.
Maguire. That was too easy.
Chef, the man do nothing on Maguire again.
That was too easy, boy.
The man
Chef.
do nothing.
Man, do nice special, Chef. That was too easy.
Why are we talking about?
No, but
Um,
I get this. So we go back again. Let me say to the first half, right? And I know some people, and we have reason to maybe like the defensive aspect of one Basaka game, right? But in possession, Jed, every time one Basaka losing the ball,
Nico,
But-
let me just cut you. Right? I don't know if Ollie remember this play. Ollie, I almost pull out the hair out of my head. Right? Who it was by? Was it either Casemiro or Euro make a pass to Wan-Bissaka earlier? Wan-Bissaka
Casemiro.
was the furthest man up on the pitch.
Yeah.
And before Wan-Bissaka turned and go forward, Wan-Bissaka controlled the ball and went back in. And then
Back
lost the ball in.
No,
no, that was saying. Hey,
What is
when he
this?
made that, when he made that back pass, yeah, I telling myself that the same effing thing
no,
Reem that we
boy.
talking about.
Nah,
I
boy.
literally say that the
Boy,
same thing Reem that we talking about.
And every time the ball is one Basaka, but I line, he had one good play where he lay back a nice cross in the early part of the game.
Nah,
Right?
he
That's
not.
the one I gave Hoyland
He really
That's
want
the
to
one I
start
gave Hoyland
yesterday.
Yeah,
He get
yeah,
But he didn't pass
yeah.
that ball.
Yeah.
We'd have still had Hoyland.
the one.
No,
The one he get Hoyland.
What's there? But after that, the man just losing the ball. And what's Hariamas, right? In tight spaces, how he could handle the ball, come out of tight spaces and with a proper pass.
Yeah.
And Basaka cannot do that. And
You see,
cannot-
you see the
cannot
technical
coach that.
abilities.
Cannot coach
You
that.
can't coach. Not at this level. Don't you
Yeah,
matter.
but
You can't coach.
that. That's why
You
you want to
can't
go
coach
for this fella from Bayern Munich, because them
And
fellas
Ferrari.
not losing the ball in
Yeah.
those positions. And so simple, like one Basaka and them fellas losing the ball. You know, frustrating is for a coach to see a simple pass and they lose the ball.
All the one of Ajax
And
players that
and
made the
listen,
mistake. All the one of Ajax players that made the mistake are not following Ten Hag to Manchester United. Look what happening now.
Yep.
And Ferrari, you're coming to United soon. The late
And listen,
possibly soon as well.
that's
too.
you know what make it look worse. So we had one Basaka and a right back, eh? You come and put the youth man to play the right back, who don't normally play right back.
Scanlon, oh God,
Against-
boy.
Against
Martinelli,
wicked man,
Yeah,
Martinelli.
boy. Martinelli.
Martinelli.
But that's what I'm
Listen.
saying. Ten Hag just threw men on in the second half. And
Martinelli see that man.
That right
boy.
That right back
Martinelli
there,
see that
was-
man and say, but just so, or they giving me a 3-piece some KFC with a biscuit and a juice. Just so.
Just so.
Yeah.
Me,
Anybody could have seen that.
I come here saying I get a munch pack just so you gave me a 3-piece and then
Yeah.
telling me with Morby and macaroni pie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Martinelli play the way you want, you know.
Yeah, you pay
Don't
for one
you
month.
sorry for that, you.
Well,
Nah, but-
that
What
is
the,
content on the ground, boy. After that, boy.
Was he centre back there? Was Fish?
Yeah, Fish
was
and-
Fish.
Yeah, boy.
So,
Fish.
how
and
he-
Evans.
So, but Simeon, now people saying Fish could have done better, eh? But dog, how only one Fish reach here? Only so
No, but Fish reach.
Nah, Fish was
Fish
there,
reach.
chef.
It's
Fish
gone
was there.
through
Fish
fish
was
leg,
there.
no?
Fish was there.
The ball gone through fish leg to score.
Fish stop.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
It's fish
Fish was
leg.
there,
The ball
chef.
gone through.
Fish was right
Oh, yeah,
there.
Fish was the one cut. But he was still done. I don't
Nah.
know did
No.
Fish still like it.
No.
Onana was like, how you see a man there, you stop, you wait, he might spread out before he might attack the ball. He might spread out.
Hey.
I don't think
Hey.
Martinelli didn't make one move with that, you know. Martinelli
Yeah.
make a move, stop,
Three.
and then went again, you
Yeah,
know.
but
And then pick out. Martinelli still had time to pick out because he
Yeah,
didn't even hit it clean.
Yeah.
Boy, that man
Into that
just see
corner.
fish gun off me leg. Like he
I
did
think-
fish gun off me leg.
I think Fish and the other right back, his name is Scallion or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there was some sort of miscommunication. I think both of them thought that each other or the opposite person was
But
going to
could have closed him down faster.
Yeah. So I was quite
I
disappointed when that goal scored.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
way, I feel Reem blaming on after that goal.
Nah.
No. So yeah, man, the wicked man in there. The chef in me, not Damian Charles. The chef in me wanted to blame him bad for that goal, eh? But I say, you know what, Damian?
Hey.
Damian do better. We can't blame him for that one. But yes,
right now,
we don't have a
no,
second keeper.
They
right
look
now,
so.
Thank
I'm
you, Chef.
occupied.
Thank you, Chef.
No,
Thank you.
right now,
That
I'm occupied
Onana.
with other
So,
issues. So I'm not studying Onana right now. And Onana getting away right
but
now,
but
right?
but
But he
Reem,
doing, but no, but
how?
he doing good, eh? He doing good.
No,
He
he's
doing good.
not doing bad. But I mean to say, dog, it's preseason. Preseason is where you give men chances. So you're telling me Onana playing every just Onana ain't do nothing in international breakover. He didn't
Nah,
have
he did
no.
nothing.
He didn't get called
Nah.
up. He didn't have
It's
nothing
a
to do. He
But
didn't
Cameroon,
can
right?
do no
I find
nothing.
I find Vitek did well when he was when he got the opportunity. So all of
Yeah.
a sudden Onana back in the team and Vitek can't see a minute.
Boy,
Yeah.
Yeah, heat on day and
That
Vitek
wicked
and
boy. Yeah,
I find
that
that
one thing I
wicked.
do
At
like.
least,
I do
at least
like
for one of
Ten
these
for. I
seconds
do
after
like.
this Ten Hag, you know what Ten Hag trying to do? Ten Hag trying to drill in my mind. Ten Hag, Onana is the first team keeper, and it ain't nothing but dog. It
No,
can't be so.
yeah, what if the man get injured? Somebody they play for him.
exactly
Thank you.
Who's the keeper
That
we
on
had?
the air.
Who's
This
the
me
keeper
and
we had
Lana.
last
If
season?
Onana ain't give you
Who's
a,
the
a heartbeat moment, he name it Onana, you know.
Yeah.
the
Them balls.
turn on the
He
defender?
yeah.
Yes, boy.
Yeah. He'll
Nah,
shake
he
you
was
the ball in
good.
the air. He'll shake you the ball in the air still, but he hasn't been bad.
No,
Yeah, he was good.
he's the
Yeah.
least of my issues right now.
Yeah.
Phil, what was your point?
No, I was asking who was the keeper last season for preseason. That was spreading the ball with his foot all the time. We set him on loan to some team.
Kova.
Kova.
Yeah, boy. Ooh, he was
I miss
quality,
him,
boy.
boy.
He was
And me
quality, boy.
and he had chance.
Nothing.
Yeah, boy.
Then I got the mindset on Onana and that was it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Let me just get some comments real quick here, guys. Right. Kurt saying here, funny enough, the under 18 and under 23 and even the women's team was not solely on counter-attack football. Those teams had proper build-up play and keeping possession. Right? Imagine when we face Real Betis, who are more technical than Arsenal, would be a hard fight.
Real Betis more technical than us, no?
I don't agree with that, but they are a technical team. They split
They
possession.
are, but that all right.
He's also saying here we need to address the fitness levels on them players, and Ineos haven't fixed that yet. Right? Understand the insight. Thanks for joining, man. He's saying Maguire get on like if he now know how to play football.
Nah,
Yeah,
he get nice. He get nice. He get nice.
Could say here, no, Nico, the ball didn't go through Fish leg. Martinelli did a body
Watch it
fake.
again. Watch it again, Kurt. Watch it
Had
again.
both Skyline and Fish thinking if they should tackle.
Correct.
Watch it again. Watch it again.
Yeah, but he
100%
like, man,
sure.
I remember well.
100% sure.
Lynchy saying you have to agree. Ten Hag have to pick the team better. Time to change. Time the changes better as well. Yeah.
You're trying to tell me it's a well-paid fit match, or what?
Well, that's exactly what's going on. Could say here Vitek getting the Kova treatment. We
Yeah,
should have
boy.
never sold Kova, yeah.
Thank you.
Bayande is the second keeper, but Bayande still on vacation. Fellas, I have a quick question here I want to ask, right? Now we had a horror show of injuries last season. And I'm really hoping, you know, in what game it is GTA where you had the man saying, ish, here we go again.
Here we go again.
Only I'm really hoping that will be the case because you see losing Hoyland and Euro yesterday, for me that was a massive blow. Right? We don't know the extent of these fellas' injuries, but that was those were two massive
The youth man
right?
own look bad though.
Yeah. You could tell your own look worse, right? Because his reaction was more of nah boy. You know,
I saw
only can see
something
it was something, you know, but
was more precautionary.
Yeah, but that Euro one looked bad.
I saw something saying about how it looked like he could be out for a while because of some tail acid dread. I doesn't like to get them rumors on them too much. And so I just hoping it's just
I mean,
and then something that they step up in intensity.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that I tell you that was an intense game from the start. And that step up in intensity, I think his body maybe didn't react. I don't know, I could be wrong, you know, maybe it had something niggling. But I saw definitely intensity increase. that sometimes your body is training at that intensity with course at it, and maybe
I
that's what
just
happens
don't
with
want.
our players too, because
I
we're
just
not
don't want
training
our
at the
next
level they're
season.
supposed to be training at.
I just don't want our next season at Evans and Maguire. I can't.
But
But
everyone's looking good. Me and Line earlier. You see that recovery from Evans yesterday?
nah,
When
Boy,
Evans run around the corner
I
and clean
know
up that ball?
plenty of we
Nah.
didn't think Evans would get that ball, eh?
Nah, Evans proper boy.
yeah, but Evans are there to play no 60 games or no
Yes,
season.
Thank
Yeah.
agreed, 100%. But
Yeah,
I
that's
would
tell you,
take him.
I
I
ain't
would take
trying
him
to.
over Maguire any day, and twice on a Sunday. In fact, 3 times on a Sunday.
Yeah, but to Nico point on the injuries, like is guys that never played the preseason in America, and if you know America, like a lot of times the turf they play on is like
Carpet.
like the surface ain't always the best.
Nope.
They have the American football, and they put like another thing over it. So anytime you step, it ain't the same kind of feeling when you run in and you're planting, it ain't the same kind of feeling you used to. So you see issue it had in the Copa America when a lot of guys got injured playing on these fields because they're not used to the surface. It caused a lot of injuries in Copa America. So I'm wondering if that could be a factor because. But
Yeah,
none
but
of the Arsenal players looked to like they was had issues with it. But I know Euro and Rasmus. I don't think they ever played across here an American field before, so that could be an issue because it was a big deal in the Copa America. The field conditions, and you have to be careful playing on that kind of turf.
Yeah, because the Uruguay coach, I forget his name was Bielsa ripped the American fields to shreds.
because it's terrible.
Yeah, you
America had to do
worst.
better.
He says the worst football grounds you have ever seen in the world.
But that got me kind of confused now because why we putting these preseasons in America for if these pitches are going to affect our players? I mean,
money, dollar bill, boy. Chef.
Money.
but why? Okay, let's take it back way back under Sir Alex Ferguson where it was Man United versus All Star MLS. During that time, I can't remember any of our players like getting injured that serious. But all of a sudden now, let's say we mentioned Copa America, last night Euro and Rasmus Højlund. What happening?
Yeah.
I mean, those stadiums are built for American football. So the main issue is they're gonna have is making sure that their field is
Preserved.
durable. I mean, the biggest is a big fight now between like natural grass and like turf and stuff.
So I don't follow. I sometimes follow American football, but what I get is that the agility that is asked in American football and then soccer is like kind of similar, right? I don't know how the cleats are built on the American football.
That is the key thing. The cleats are built more like running spikes than football pegs. So the actual digging into the surface is different.
Okay.
And a lot of times the issue is not perhaps the turf because when you bring because they have to bring that grass in from somewhere else.
Yeah.
So it's not the turf they're playing on; it's the grass over the turf, and that creates like a kind of unsteady kind of surface when you're stepping on it. I think that alone causes imagine you planting your foot and trying to make a move, and you're not sure how the field's going to act.
Yeah.
Because right now, what you're saying is that based on how this turf is how the players run on it is almost like you could turn and your body goes in one direction, but
And
let's say your your kneecap could stay in the same direction and not go with your body. And your knee.
It's possible because look at the first clearance that Euro made, right?
Yeah.
And I think that was more based on the pitch than his lack of ability. because either the ball didn't bounce as expected. Because remember in your mind, you're seeing, you know how the ball going to bounce, and then now
Was
the ball
supposed to
bounce,
bounce.
yeah, the ball bounce lower than it's in your mind, you know what I mean? Because you're training yourself over repetition, over and over and
So
over. You know,
how to read the
long,
ball, yeah.
So when the ball bounce, you realize that this ball bounce lower than expected. So now he had to
based on what you guys
recover.
saying, based on what you guys saying, that means World Cup in 2026 is gonna be an absolute shit show then.
Hey.
I mean,
Yeah, boy.
like Nick, you say, like the announcer was saying that most fields have a sprinkler system, right? To water the field before games. You always see sprinkler going off.
Yeah.
But they don't have a sprinkler system on that field yesterday. So they were trying to use a hose to wet the field down, but they couldn't really get it like it normally is for normal, football matches, because they always water in the field for any normal EFL, match. They couldn't do it there. So I mean, the issue is these fields are built for American football, and these owners pay a lot of money for it, and to make it a natural grass field is going to cost money and time that they're not going to do for preseason, games. So they might do it for World Cup. I don't know. But
he's a multi-billionaire. You have money and time.
But the thing about it, right, is not all the fields, because MLS growing in popularity and with their market share in the United States as well. And there are lots of the MLS clubs that not everybody is play on AstroTurf.
No,
a lot of the clubs
not
play
again.
on grass.
That was the MLS. Now it's grass.
See, the issue is that because this game was such a big clash, they wanted to get one of the marquee stadiums to use. So they risk the pitch for the commercial now, boy. And this is what the two teams had to suffer, because I'm asking myself, well, so you tell me all the facilities in the States is Astro, and somebody else tell me, no, a lot of the grounds that the MLS teams use is grass.
That's right? Grass.
But because this is a big spectacle of an event, they want to use one of the more marketable facilities, and they're risking the health and safety of the players, and that's crazy.
I ain't gonna lie, but y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but we from the Caribbean. We know what a bad pitch looks like.
Yeah.
We know what a terrible football pitch looks like. When it rains, the water moving away, potholes in the pitch, a cricket pitch on the same field that the football pitch is playing on.
Yeah.
Don't worry about and don't forget about the cows and the goats grazing. You have to make sure and run them before the game starts. Yeah.
Listen, your foot go down in one of them holes and them.
I'm telling you.
Let me just get some comments quick here, fellas. Lynch is saying here, I know United trying to grow the brand in the US market, but the US tours cost us injuries. Yeah. Could say here, so there's similarity when you see Oyedele, Collier, Samari, Amas, Fish, Bennett, Whitley. All right. There are a few teams in America that has natural football with soccer field. All right. Well, Copa America showed the effects. All right. The football was wild at times in the Copa. Lynch is saying here, Phil, billionaire investors don't like to spend money. All right. Could say here, Beckham team has no AstroTurf or artificial grass.
The grass fields too. Does have a lot to do with like different states and where those things to it. I don't expect to see a AstroTurf field in Miami. Let me be real.
Even if it's not Miami, you bring in the likes of Suarez, Busquets.
Yeah. You have to get them grass. You had to get them grass.
You got to get in the best.
Get them grass.
They come from Europe playing in Barcelona and PSG and Liverpool. That man got to get the best of the best when it comes to Miami, big man.
Yeah.
I just want to drop this now. I know. I think you all answered this, earlier when we were talking. So I'm not even going to ask the question, right? But I'm just going to then Jacob has been, a reliable source for transfer news for some time now, and he's saying here, and this was an hour before we went live, right? Man United are close to an agreement with Bayern Munich for Mazouari, having already agreed personal terms with the player, but won't finalize anything unless Wan-Bissaka leaves, right? The question was, thoughts on the swapping out Bissaka for Mazouari, knowing Mazouari injury history, knowing that Bissaka will give you a little more for in tactical games, like you look at the City game, he put down a defensive job on Doku, and whether Mazouari will be able to give us that kind of dynamic, considering we already have Dalot, so whether this move was a smart move and whether it will benefit us or it will work against us.
Can I ask a question? Because, I always feel with certain things, men know more than me. That man is always injured, boy. That's the same player we're talking about for Bayern, right? He forever injured.
Yeah, because Joshua Kimmich had to play right back for Bayern.
Yes. Well, thanks. Because I want to know, but this is not the same man who forever injured, boy.
Yeah,
boy, let me tell you something. I don't trust Bayern Munich at all, You see when Bayern Munich selling a player, is either Bayern Munich don't sell no player when they're at the heights. Bayern Munich does sell you.
Except for
one.
Tony Kroos.
And they won't make that mistake again. So.
They will never make that mistake again. Just that what Tony Kroos was, he was the unicorn. Outside of that, them in selling. Boy, how much should players be buying from them already, boy?
I wouldn't say shit players. I just say past the best.
Injury prone, yeah, and injury prone as well.
Yeah.
So Schweinsteiger was a quality player.
We get who? Owen Hargreaves.
Owen Hargreaves was an ex-quality player,
but injuries.
Yeah,
injury prone.
That's my point. That's when did I sell it? That's when did I sell you? Manchester need to see that Bayern Munich who are more than passage street.
Lynch I don't like buys from Bayern. Them to sell cat and bag right through.
Right through.
The thing is, in terms of Wan-Bissaka, yes, we had a solid season. Well, when he played, if you want to talk about the FA Cup final, but then if we do sell him, then you're gonna leave for free next season, right?
His contract up.
Yeah.
Unless we renew him.
So in terms of that, better if we get a 15 million for him, I just say, which is less than maybe 10% of what we buy for him. But anyway, we pay for him. But at least if we get something for him, that might be better than getting nothing. And then Mazouari, again, according to injuries, he coming as a backup to Dalot, right? So that may not be bad now. It may not be bad as him being a backup now,
So let me ask you something. In all your opinion, he's not good enough to replace Dalot.
Nah.
I know. Wait.
Attacking wise, he okay. On the ball, he good. Defensively, no.
Mazouari was. I just remember Mazouari from Ajax days.
And he's slow. And to me, in my opinion, what I have seen of it, he's very slow.
He's slow. I agree with that.
So why are you trying to buy him? I didn't research on that. I don't know research, but now I'm confused as to why we're trying to get it, because we already have Shaw. We have Shaw on the other side. We have Malacia on the other side. And we know what's going on with why are we trying to buy an injury-prone player for the right side?
Boy.
Dalot can't play the two. He can't play left back and right back. I mean...
Maybe price. You're giving for about 13 million.
No, the small money between 15 to 20 million.
Yeah.
Right, and I know we got to chop up that in all kind of 2 million per season.
No, but you see this, I all for the frugal but you see this piper way I buying, dog. Don't do me that now, man. That come now, man. Come
No,
now.
all the time,
Manchester.
all the time we
Manchester,
need
all you going
positives.
good whole off season. Don't spoil it now, please.
All the
please.
time we need positives from the Mazuari signing. Any positives at all?
None.
I don't know.
He's a
What's his age?
He's 26.
26 or
28.
25 or something.
I thought I said him by nobody over 25
I
or
thought so.
26.
Yeah.
In terms of all-round player, I would say Wan-Bissaka is better than him defensively, but he offers more. Right?
Yeah, he definitely offers more.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
he could play left
Yeah,
back.
yeah, they're more intelligent too.
He
Way
could
more
play left back.
intelligent.
He could play right back, and I think he could play midfield as well. That's what they said.
When he fits.
Well, when he fits. And the thing about it is Ten Hag know, how robust you need players to play in the Premier League. And he's still going after these injury-prone players, boy.
I thought we take away Ten Hag saying by his boy.
And I say that maybe not Ten Hag.
Well, could possibly be that. Remember, and he was looking for bargains too, because that PSL machine got big time, so we're looking for bargains too.
They're looking for bargains. So they can ship out Wan-Bissaka for that
Nobody
price.
didn't answer me. How long's McTominay contract have again?
If he don't renew him now, he leaving free after next season.
He get
So you have about 2 years again.
This season and next season.
His contract was renewed under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I think, if memory serves me correct.
What? So try to give him a 6 years?
Solskjaer left what, 2.5 seasons ago?
Just some comments real quick.
These players just haunting me, boy.
Yeah, haunting me big time, boy.
McTominay is one, boy. All McTominay is one.
Yeah, Dumfries was Dumfries was a player I was looking at, but I wanted Dumfries when it was Feyenoord.
I wanted Dumfries a while ago. And he still really impressed me for Euros.
Do you like him at all?
I
find it decent.
Then you don't. That man bad.
Nah, me fancy Dumfries at all. Dumfries just look like he a little bit better than Bissaka. That's a good
Nah.
I watch a man play for Euros. And I say, wait, this man just a little bit better than Bissaka, boy.
That mosquito sprayed on some different tower. What is that? This is that. The man said Dumfries a little better than what?
No, I know I'm saying. I know I see.
I was expecting Nico to be outraged.
I message Nico and I tell Nico, I watching Dumfries playing here for Netherlands, and I telling you,
Why tell you?
You want to know what happened? Reem messaged me when Dumfries gave the penalty to Harry Kane against England.
But that was one of the few missteps.
And that was a mistake.
And that wasn't even a penalty.
I don't think that's a penalty. But what I'm saying is, I watching overall thing, and I find Dumfries, he didn't impress me.
But then he was one of the best defenders in the tournament.
I disagree with that.
I
disagree with that.
No, I mean, I think Dumfries looks good against mediocre teams. I think against mediocre, like I watch him play against the US in the World Cup, he look real good. But you watch him play against like really big teams, he just looks okay. I mean, I don't see anything. He ain't a bad player, but he just ain't nothing special.
Let me put it to you like this, right? If Matteo Darmian, who was a flop for Man United, could come and start over you for Inter Milan.
Rotation.
I don't think that's a fair comparison.
Man City just rotate. You play two games and he play one? What kind of rotation is that?
No, Dumfries is a good player.
What do you mean, Man City doesn't rotate the defense?
I take it. Dumfries. Any day.
You want to see how ring Diggy Grave? You remember was that Chesney?
Chesney.
Goalkeeper for Arsenal.
The goalkeeper, the shit on. How you mean Chesney? Like you can't remember.
Exactly.
He's the real dog shit.
Chesney.
No, I keep mixing up Chesney and Clichy now, so that's why I know thing. Yeah.
But when Arsenal sold Chesney to Roma, you know who Chesney was benching? Allison for
Yeah.
Liverpool. Based on that logic,
Yeah.
he was benching Allison. That means Allison gonna be real shit. No, Allison gonna
Oh,
be
Judge,
shit, man.
virtual high five there, Phil. Virtual high five
And
there.
now
Well played, Phil.
it's still a changing why I see and why I say.
Allison say later City. Allison going quite Saudi and making money.
No,
No,
that's Edison.
not Edison. But Allison, one of the best goalkeepers in the world for the last 5 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me go and make my money now.
Lynch saying here, Bayern have a way of hitting the car a flash over, so it looking good. And
Yeah, boy.
kind of
With the
engine
wicked self.
suspension. Hey,
Listen,
that's right.
and the flashover is really it doesn't even be good because the flashover like it could only last 4 months. Because from the time season start, it has had a flick.
Hey, yeah, that's right.
Wicked bad.
I don't know. I
We
can't
did.
answer this one.
We did. I think we said a doctor or something like that.
Maybe Arsenal doctor.
Yeah, remember? Yeah. So,
Yeah, who in God's name would I hire a doctor from Arsenal? Manchester.
God.
But you ain't see Tenag and them mad?
I implemented that for a white Tenag. They must have calling that. Tenag had nothing to do with that.
Yes. Because he's had to prove everything.
Oh, Lord.
Kurt saying here, Scotty is still the least paid under 90k a week.
He don't deserve no more. What are you talking about? He don't deserve that. As a matter of fact, he's overpaid.
Yeah, he also get about 40, if so much.
Imagine Scott McTominay.
He making more than me.
Or you could tell me this world and go mad. Scott McTominay making 90,000 quid.
He say under 90. He say under 90. That could be about 30.
Scott making close to 90. Check it, Phil. Check it.
We can pull it up. We can pull up that. But after made no contract, he blow past and Scott and them fellas and them contract anyway.
While Phil checking,
I got tell you something here quickly about this whole right back and left back going forward well, but defensively not well, right? But
that's who? That's who? Who are you talking about? Mazwari?
No, for Dumfries. So here's the thing, right? I can try and multitask. I can look at Scott's salary and also talk about this whole. Scott is what? Scott signed a 5-year contract, 15 million.
Yes, 6. I was close. Had to be.
So in 2024, Scott McTominay will earn a base salary of $3 million while hitting a cap of $3.120 million.
Like US you're talking there. I'm sure you're quoting US figures there.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, it's probably US.
All right, here we're going on, right? Actually, no. So yeah, Scott is 78,000.
See what I mean?
Pounds.
Pounds.
Yeah.
Close enough.
Here we're going on now, right? With this whole, if you have a proper system in play, your right back does not have to do much defending, and I'll tell you why. If your right back looks good going forward and you have a proper system of play, your right back will be considered one of the best right backs in the world. Let me go back to Pep Guardiola at Barcelona. Dani Alves was probably one of the worst right backs at defending, but going forward, that guy was an effing beast, right? Go forward to Liverpool. Trent Alexander-Arnold got exposed for not being able to defend, but when Liverpool were challenging City, coming second and also winning the Premier League, Trent Alexander-Arnold was one of the best right backs in the world.
Because there was constantly on the front foot.
And always assisting Salah or assisting whoever was up top there, right?
Yeah. You know what I say, right?
Say what?
You know what I say for Basaka, right?
I just saying this here, right? Because if you have a right back that is doing well going forward, assisting, dribbling, whatever, right? And you have a proper system in place, that right back will always look good. So if we had a proper system in place and we signed a Dumfries or Mazurari, they will look good. But at the end of the day, you got to have a proper system in place. You have to have a proper system in place first, right? That way Danny Alves and Trent Alexander-Arnold look good, you know. I can tell you probably the best right back in the world for the last couple of years now has to be Kyle Walker, honestly. Right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Kyle Walker going forward is great, but you see Kyle Walker recovery time, Jesus Christ,
Yeah,
yep,
boy.
yeah.
yep.
Man shut down Vinicius, man
No,
shut
no,
down
Kyle
every
Walker
single,
consistently has been good. You can't fight that.
except for England. But for Man City, he has definitely been one of the best right backs in the world. He has.
Yeah. Fellas, so we want to wrap it up, right? We want to wrap it up.
Yep.
Um, last point I want to just touch on is, has do you all think Collier and Amas and well whoever else, has done enough so far? And again, in your opinion, to save us from having to go to the transfer market for the positions that they, coming in and filling. So if I were to use Amas, so do you think we need to go into the transfer market for left back because
No.
of what we've seen from Amas?
Mm-hmm.
Or for Collier, do we need? No, we know we had to get midfielders in, but I don't think Collier seen enough to get a shout. Where if we were to go for 3, we will go for 2 instead. That kind of way now. What do you think?
For Collier, I mean, I find he has been simple and effective. However, I think that we need to get rid of Ericsson. I think that we need to get rid of Casemiro. So that still takes us McTominay too, right? Right, 3.
So that leaving us 10.
Yes, so even if we give him Collier minutes, then we still need replacements. So for me, if it was 3 we had to get, no, we had to get 2, right? So definitely he replacing somebody. I like Amas and I like is Sam Murray, right? The 2 left backs. I don't think they experienced enough at 16 years old. I think Amas is. I don't think he's there, right? I don't think he's there yet. I think I like Murray as well, but still I don't think he's there yet. However, it all depends on if Malacia is going to be fit. So to me, if Malacia is going to be fit, then we will have, we are 100% no Shaw going to break down at some point. So at least we will have Malacia, and then we have Amas and Sam Murray to give the backup. So for the left back, no. For the midfield, Collier could do something, but we still need other midfielders.
All right. So let me take Nico comment as the consensus here, right? So Simeon. So in that case, do we keep them fellas, knowing that chances are they're not going to get as much minutes throughout the season that may affect the kind of development that we want to see from them, because perhaps they could go on loan, right? Because I don't think playing in the reserve on U23s, U18s couldn't do them fellas justice. I think they prove that they could operate at this level. And I agree with Nico in the sense that the experience mightn't be enough. But will you keep them in the squad? Say they make the shout, they convince, they impress. But do we keep them in a squad where they are number 3 or number 4, and kind of block or limit the progress?
I mean, for different players, for Collier, yes. I think the fact that he got the start yesterday, I think really showed that Ten Hag believes in his ability. And I think he seems stable. I mean, I didn't really see him stand out a lot yesterday, but that's a good thing. Like, I didn't really he wasn't really in the wrong spot to make good solid tackles. No one, and not really any real mistakes. And he brings a different, I think his touches are good. His size, his physicality is pretty good for that team. We got a pretty short team. His size is pretty good. He seems solid. And Ten Hag wants to start him. I think that's a good look. I think he wants to do with him what he did with kind of a little bit like Kobe last year. And plus with Casemiro, we probably won't know what happened with Casemiro till later on. I think it'd be a good thing to have him there. And I think he's better than half the midfielders we have, really, to be, a lot of guys he put in there. I mean, even Aaron Bat, when he was there, as good as Aaron Bat was defensively, his touch was awful. So, I mean, he looks like a surprisingly upgrade in the position, which we are pretty, bad at. So he seems steady. I mean, left back, no. I think we need to send that for the Amas on loan. He might be good enough, he might not, but I think it's better that experiment takes place somewhere else, and we see if his defensive abilities can hold up somewhere else, not here.
Yeah. Anybody else want to jump in before we wrap it?
One of the things.
You're on mute, Phil. You're on mute. Oh, good, chef.
One of the things, One of the things Ten Hag as a manager has to improve in, and we could agree to this, is his rotation policy. So, if he is going to improve as a manager of his squad, then I don't see any reason why them youths and them need to be loaned out, even if they're not going to sweat as much in the Prem, but there are enough cups that you could bring them in, you could give them, and then be around the team, and to give good coverage in the positions and thing. I honestly, I real, and it's not now, because I did a little research on the youth, and it's not now people have been calling for him. When we had the left back crisis last season, a lot of people wanted him to actually come into the team. Well, we know how that went. So, yeah, I go back to the saying, if you're good enough, you're old enough. So, I don't care about the man age. Give him chance to play. That's just my opinion.
I would chef on that one.
If Mason Mount had stayed fit and Casemiro had stayed fit, in my opinion, I don't think we would have known who Kobe Manu was, in my opinion. Right?
Nah, man. With that quality, boy, you could hide that, boy.
Then it's about 2 seasons. We want 2 seasons now. We wanted Kobe inside, and
here's the thing, Kobe. I don't think Kobe Manu was in Eric Ten Hag's plan if Mason Mount and Sofian Amrabat were to stay fit. I personally don't think so. Right? No, nobody can deny Kobe Manu's ability, right? But I can say this right now, Kobe Manu got to start because the likes of Mason Mount, Sofian Amrabat, and Casemiro were not fit.
Nah.
Season.
Nah.
You don't remember Kobe had a real good preseason.
No, that's remember in the final, the
FA Cup final. The Carabao Cup.
Yeah, when he didn't play, Ten Hag was talking to him.
He was airmarked. He was on airmarked.
Here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Was done.
How many players did well in preseason for us last season, like the Zidane, Iqbals, and the Kovar, and Alvaro Fernandez, and got sold right? No, that's what I'm saying, right? So I am of the opinion that I literally do not want anybody to go on loan. I do not know the extent of Malacia's injury, as Nico said, but Shaw definitely will be breaking
100%.
He will be breaking down. So Harry, I'm asked, you stay your ass here. Okay?
Yeah.
You stay here. Don't send that guy on loan. Right?
Yep.
Casemiro, I don't know if he can stay disciplined or if he can stay fit. So I want Collier to stay here as well. Go forward to Ethan Wheatley. I don't know the injury record of Joshua Zirkzee. We signed Hoyland off of an injury. Hoyland got injured 2 more times in the season. And then we had to depend on who was up top for us. Rashford,
and then McTominay was
then we have to suffer through McTominay
and Bruno.
Yeah. So Collier, Amas, and Ethan, I definitely would want them to stay here based on our injury record, right? This isn't like back in the day where we had like, let me say, under Sir Alex Ferguson, where we always had Rio and Vidic fit and the likes of Gerard, upcoming Gerard Piqué, right? We saw what he did with Barcelona after moving on from Manchester United, but you can see the quality in Gerard Piqué, right? But Gerard Piqué was never ever going to bench Rio Ferdinand and Nemanja Vidic. Never,
No,
ever,
no,
right?
never.
This is 10 to 15 years later, right? Where we don't know the extent of if these players are going to either perform, stay fit, or be disciplined, right? So give the youngsters some playing time because they're right now a lot more hungry than some of our seasoned players. As Simon mentioned earlier in the podcast,
Agreed.
some of these guys have been here 2-3 years, 4 years, and they still don't know what they're doing. They don't.
Yep.
So I am opposed to loaning Collier. I'm opposed to loaning Amas as well too. I'm also opposed to I'm opposed to loaning Ethan Wheatley as well too. Joe Hugo already went on loan. Good for him, but Ethan Wheatley, they want you to stay here as well.
I want B3 to play with a proper midfield.
Because right now, Ethan Wheatley is giving me, in terms of playing style, Mason Greenwood playing style vibes,
Yeah.
a little bit. So I want to see what the guy can do.
I mean, but we might have to keep him. I mean,
yeah,
because we didn't sign a replacement really. We as far as strikers are concerned, we the same spot as last year. I mean,
yeah, we should.
I mean, Rasmus hurt like we always down. Like we have two strikers now, Xerxes and Rasmus. Is that it?
Yeah.
We signed Euro to replace Varane, and Euro injured just like Varane injured. Like we just replaced what we lost, so we still have to buy, surplus, and do we have the money to do it? And I hope so. I mean, we gotta keep moving forward. But the young players, if they're good enough, will have to, be our backup.
Yep.
All right. So we'll see how it goes. I think Fabrizio Romano tweeted, X'd that this week will be a very active week for Man United.
Every week is a busy week for Manchester United.
No, but things.
This farm is one fraud.
No. But hear me, right? The things that quiet down after Euro. Things was quiet after Euro. It was only talk this and talk that. But you would expect now, especially with the injury of Euro, and we know to what extent he injured. That could really push the board to react. Other than that, we're gonna see Maguire and Evans or somebody with Martinez, and then Martinez have me on needles right now with he,
But he play a whole Copa injury free.
Yeah, and then he'll come back by Man United. Then he'll come back by Man United and get injured after the first game. We bad lucky, right? We bad lucky.
I tell you already. As much as we like Martinez, if he come and give me a next injury season, sell the backside, please.
But I mean, so he came with an injury record to say, he injury prone. I don't think so.
No.
So one season he was unlucky. Then that don't mean that. We gotta label him. We gotta label him as an injury prone.
Nico, I say the same thing about Eric Bailly as well too, boy. So
I don't think we should label Martinez as injury prone.
That one season is ready.
We could do that with Shaw. We could do that with Shaw.
I afraid Martinez by being honest with you. I
just want to be babysitting no player.
I afraid he bad.
I
guess
want
don't want.
you
see like how Chef saying that. I guess don't want next season for me to be seeing a lineup with Maguire and Evans in the back starting games.
Exactly.
Most likely we can see that. Most likely we can see at some point.
Why?
The only how we win, we gotta get rid of them. Right? We gotta get rid of Maguire.
What happened to Lindelof?
Lindelof might go. Mourinho or
Gonna,
Lindelof.
I mean,
It's
we
time
have
for you to.
I mean, we have to go, but I was telling Kareem, I'm like, I see a article that say Maguire say, I'm going to stay as long as they say they want me, and he said cannot say, they want me here, so I ain't planning on leaving.
Yeah.
You have Batman forever, you have Maguire forever,
Anthony,
Maguire and McTominay, like Batman and Robin,
Yeah.
McTominay and Maguire.
I did team right in. Two of them.
Man called McTominay and Maguire Batman
Yeah,
and Robin. Eh?
no, but
Who's that Batman and Robin? We
couldn't
dead
be-
it?
Pressure.
Hey,
Pressure.
it couldn't be, no, but it couldn't be more accurate. Is it two of them? That Batman and Robin. Is it? I'm telling you. Hey. Ooh.
I think with that one we can wrap up. Yes,
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah.
I think we pass the bedtime now, boy.
Yeah, I think we should be
Batman
good.
and
Then. We should be
Robin,
good
you
then.
know.
Yeah, we will be here again. When is the next thing? Wednesday.
No, wait,
Yeah, I
Tuesday.
think we're playing Betis Wednesday. Well, I mean, let me see. I mean, my thing, I just want some positive information with regard to the injuries. I really don't want to miss Euro going into the new campaign.
Yep.
And I mean, Hoyland, he got a new number. He was looking up for it. I mean, still aspects of the game. It's aspects of the game. I think he have to must improve this season if he had to do anything for you really. But I mean,
That was a well taken goal, though.
we need the bodies. We need the bodies.
That
We really need the
he
bodies.
hold off that defender proper, I say,
That defender was
what's wrong,
joking.
man?
That youth man have plenty to
He
learn.
bully me. He bully me.
Hoyland
But that what you have to do. But that what you have to do.
Hoyland see that and smell that and say, hey, I
Yeah,
didn't take
that's
advantage of you.
Hoyland say, oh, it's like
Yeah.
that.
No, but
Fool.
Hoyland quicker earlier. Deceptively quicker.
But the upper body strong too. And that is what the youth man try all how to get wrong Hoyland, you know.
No, he gave him too much space. He gave him too much space.
Yeah.
He was never supposed to give Hoyland all that space. But he young, he will learn, but Hoyland take advantage of him. And he will learn. But anyway.
He take advantage of we own too, so
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Exactly.
Scanlon. Yeah, whoever his name is, he skin that
Who
man.
did it?
But every time I see that Martinelli going up against that man, I was getting scared.
you telling me?
I'm frightened for the boy. And then there's this next shit on him coming back to help him. Anthony. Yeah,
I realize I
Anthony was
purposefully,
real rubbish.
I purposefully didn't talk about Anthony today because I didn't want to have to go through that
Damn.
today.
God,
understand?
Anthony, if we don't only start on that Anthony, see look, about 5 minutes ago we was going to close off, we started talking about Anthony. Let me close on by agreeing. He is shit on a stick, boy. Oh, Jesus.
It's rough.
I feel he was the worst, but he was the worst player today. I don't know if it's hard to blame this Scanlon fella because I mean, but you see, Anthony for senior player, but he was the worst, boy.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, I think this brings us to the end of the pod. We could be here again on Wednesday. Well, Thursday. If the game play Wednesday night, we could be here Thursday night. Right? To review
Emancipation Day.
Yes. So have a good one. Simeon, Phil, Nico, Chef, have a good one. Those in the comments. As always, we do appreciate the engagement, the interactions, the likes, the shares, the comments, everything, So keep it up. Hey, Ronaldo, boy. It's Cristiano or Ronaldo? Which one it is? Cristiano. Yeah, man. So have a good night, everybody. See you on the next one.
Blessings, brothers.